Welcome everyone to Pluralism, the Ismaili Perspective. Hosting today's session and also subsequent sessions is M Chatur. And by way of introduction and to provide some further background, M was born an Ismaili Muslim and is a father, husband, scholar and author who has written many articles on various aspects of Ismailism. He's recently completed courses from the University of Central Asia and AKF on diversity and inclusion. Previously, Mehboob has served as Honorary Secretary of the Aga Khan Religious Education Board for the Middle East and has also interacted with a multitude of faith communities within the UK and globally. His latest work, however, and research includes a very poignant and relevant subject which we'll be covering today, and that is pluralism. So without further ado, a very big welcome, Mehboob.
Good morning, Shaz. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for taking the time to share your insights with us. So first and foremost, let's start with what is pluralism?
Pluralism in the context of the Ismaili perspective, which has been explained by His Highness the Aga Khan, put very simply, pluralism is a skill, it's an ability, which when learned, understands and accepts our diversity, our values, ethics, and inclusion, and therefore is able and enables you to select from them what is beneficial for you personally and also for the common good. The common good includes your family, your friends, your society, communities, and the environment. It's important, Shaz, to know that we are not born with pluralism. It's not intrinsic. It needs to be learned and needs to be taught. His Highness the Aga Khan has said that we must make it a part of our thinking and our psyche. And it is also a part of our faith and the Quran. And he has made this into his Diamond Jubilee goal for the community and all our institutions. When pluralism is learned and applied, it, for example, improves our well-being individually and institutionally, reduces stress, etc. These will be discussed in future sessions in more detail.
Okay, now that's very interesting. And what I did note is that you put a lot of buzzwords within that definition, including diversity, inclusion, ethics, and values also. And because these words are used so frequently, I think it would be beneficial for those watching if you expand on that just slightly. So would you mind providing a definition for each of those?
Yes, I think these are very important. It's a good question. It's very important for people to know what these words mean, including and in the context of pluralism. The first one is diversity. Diversity refers to all differences which are within us, amongst us, people around us, and for example, different faiths, race, culture, traditions, class, intellect, environment, etc. And diversity is, in fact, a fact. So that's very important to know that it's a fact. Inclusion is different people living together with and amongst other communities and people. They may not like each other, they may not respect one another, but they are living together. And the fact of living together in this context is inclusion. Then there is values. Values are a choice to action. It's a part of our character and our behavior, the subconscious mind, if you want to call it. For example, tolerance, compassion, honesty, and humility. Values can be used for good or for bad, and they can be deliberately so or subconsciously so. Then you have ethics. Ethics are the engines which drive our values into action. So ethics would select a number of values and drive them. It is a choice to action, not a fact. You can choose to be ethical or unethical, deliberately or subconsciously.
Okay, thank you very much for clarifying. Now, before we bring this session to a close, is there anything that you'd like to leave in terms of lasting thoughts, messages for those watching?
Yes, I think it'll be very helpful if I read a quote from His Highness the Aga Khan, which deals with quite a few of the definitions that I've spoken about. And I think that'll be extremely helpful. And that is, the effective world of the future is one of pluralism. That is to say, a world that comprehends, that understands, and accepts differences. But such a world must be based on a new intellectual and spiritual equality, and it must be educated to see in pluralism opportunities for growth in all areas of human endeavor. What I would like to also say is that if anyone needs any information or has any questions or wishes to help in any way, they can write to me, and they can write to me at M for mother at Chatur, that's my name, .co.uk.
Thank you very much. That's a very, very powerful message indeed. And again, thank you so much for sharing your time and giving us your insights.
Okay.
I believe there's also going to be some subsequent sessions.
Yes, there will be a series of subsequent sessions to learn pluralism. Pluralism is not just by definition, it must be learned and applied. And for that, I am going to be having a series of sessions. It could be 10 to 12 sessions of 15 minutes each with practical examples and quizzes. And they will all be based on the main key goals set by His Highness the Aga Khan, which are current goals. For example, ending poverty in the community, inclusive leadership, best practices, education, holistic, equity and equality, elderly institutions, perception of Islam, our faith, etc.
Well, I'll definitely be tuning in, and thank you very much once again. So to bring this to a close, thank you for watching, everyone, and we hope that we have provided some clarity and a good framework in place for you to attend the next sessions. Thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you all at the next session. Bye for now.